Good afternoon, Julie. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me this afternoon. I'm really interested to get to know more about you, where you are today, and just your past relationship with the Workforce Board. It's my understanding that you were a member of the Workforce Board Youth Council. So, what prompted you to join the Youth Council?
Okay, if I'm being totally honest, I don't remember the sequence of events, but I was reached out to by it was either my assistant principal at the time or Mr. Alexander, an internship coordinator, who was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, well, we handpicked you and my best friend Jamie. They're
yeah.
like, handpicked you two. We want you to represent our school on this youth council." And I looked into it and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. Seems like a great resume booster, and it seems
Mhm.
really cool to get involved with something that represents the whole Cape and to
Yeah.
be a representative for the school." And so I filled out the application. It was well received, and the rest is history.
That's so awesome. Now, I know you are a long-term member of the Youth Council, so I know you had the opportunity to take a part in many activities and events. Is there one that's like most memorable to you or impacted you the most over others that you can think of?
So I was a youth council member for 2 years,
Okay.
and my first year in March, we did a meeting where instead of the adults taking over, all the high school interns took over. And
No
so
way.
my group was me, my best friend Jamie, and another member from our school, Perry. We put
Hmm.
together a presentation on an issue affecting Cape Cod and
Yeah.
teen health, and that was when juuling was a big thing. Everyone didn't really know what was going on.
Hmm.
So we did a ton of research on that. We put that together and we presented it to Senator Julian Sear,
Wow.
and he really enjoyed it and he gave us a lot of really good feedback on it. And then the following year, Jamie and I presented it to a leadership kind of program meeting for middle and early high schoolers. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, totally. That's so cool. That's such a unique experience, almost like only going to happen once kind of events. That's so cool. Now, what advice would you give to high school students about internships?
If you can do them, do them. They are incredibly fun and they're so cool. And they're
Mhm.
great resume boosters for when you're applying to school.
Right.
I went to some college interviews and they looked at my resume and pointed out like some of the internships I did, and they were like, "Tell me about this."
Yeah.
So very well received. You meet a lot of cool people and you
Yeah.
get a lot of cool stories to tell.
Right. I think it's a great like networking experience too. Totally. Now, kind of connecting to networking, did you have a mentor throughout high school, or do you have a mentor now? Or
I had a few throughout high school.
hmm.
Kara with the workforce board,
Hmm.
who was my mentor on the youth council. I
Yeah.
still talk to her all the time today,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And then I ended up getting really close with my assistant principal, now principal at Monomoy,
Yeah.
who really was a huge asset to me. She was also my coach, so
Oh,
like
okay.
we had a really good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few throughout the years, teachers I connected well with,
Yeah.
who I still talk to today. So.
That's awesome. Now, would you suggest to a high school student today to try to find a mentor?
Yes, I wouldn't say go find one because it's
Yeah.
really difficult to like go up to someone and be like, "Oh, can you be my
Yeah.
mentor?" It's more just like find someone you have a good relationship already,
Yeah.
build on it, and they will be a huge asset to you in
Hmm.
the following years.
Yeah, definitely. Now, so I also understand that you took part in the internship program with Mr. Alexander, as you had mentioned. So, where did you intern and how was your overall experience?
I interned slash like shadowed at Briar Patch Pediatrics in
Okay.
York. I followed nurses and providers and everything on exams, vaccinations, everything. It was one of the best experiences I could
Oh,
have in. I'm really glad I got to choose that place, and I wish I could go back. I was gonna shadow this summer there, but
yeah.
can't do that because of the current COVID situation.
Right, right. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. But that's great that you had an overall great experience, though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we kind of touched upon how the pandemic has affected our lives. So, I know it impacted your senior year as well. How did you adjust to that?
Um, when COVID first hit, I didn't adjust well. I honestly did kind of go off the grid for a while. I kind of fell off the edge with school and everything. But
Yep.
I got myself out of that. I started exercising regularly, focusing on like my mental health. I'd get up and see the sunrise, and that was
That's
like
awesome.
an amazing thing for me. I started working when restaurants opened up again.
Okay.
Kind of took it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely hard, definitely different. But yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all we can do is take it day by day. I mean, even in the office, it's like you think you know what's going to happen on Monday and you have a plan set, and then it's like, oh, maybe I need to take things hour by hour and not day by day anymore. So, and two, I think that's great that you've found like your own like self-care practice. You've found to prioritize self-care. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, how did it affect or make you adjust to your first year at college?
Well, I have been home the past semester, so that
Okay.
was definitely
Yeah.
I mean, back in like the beginning of the summer, I didn't get my hopes up that I would go just because of
Yeah.
whatever's going on. So that was a much that was a good thing I did because
Right. Totally.
couldn't get crushed.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was a lot of Zoom calls. I did some
Mhm.
calculations. I think I did about 300 hours on Zoom
Right.
regularly.
Right.
It definitely posed its own challenges,
Yep.
but overall, my school did an amazing job with it. I am home next semester too, which
Okay.
is not ideal, but
Mm.
nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
So I took what I had and made the most of it, really.
And you're studying at the University of Delaware?
Yes, I am a biology major with a French minor in their honors college.
Awesome. That's so exciting. Well, and obviously you were going to be a resident student there right before COVID even started.
Yes, I was going to be living on campus, and then I gave up my housing. I deferred my housing for the fall, and then I
Okay.
moved in the spring. But
Gotcha.
I'm renting an apartment off campus next year, so I'm down there no matter what.
Awesome. That's exciting. That's super exciting. Sometimes change is good. And I think after this year, we all kind of need that, you know, some sort of exciting opportunity in our lives. So now, how would you say your time management skills are? I mean, you've mentioned multiple different aspects of your life that you had to juggle. So how did you fit everything in, you know?
I used to be really bad at time management. All throughout high school, I was a major procrastinator, doing everything like the hour before it was due.
Mm-hmm.
But my class schedule this year, I had a class at like 8:30, 9 in the morning, and then I wouldn't have another till 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Those ones would go till like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I would pretty much go to class in the morning, get all my work done I could in the midday.
Mm-hmm.
And once my classes ended, I would put my computer away by like 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And make sure like I wasn't up all night doing schoolwork.
Yeah.
But honestly, being online did kind of help me stay a little more organized because there
That's
weren't
good.
losing.
Yeah.
And giving me everything that was due.
True.
So it was that was a growth point for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that you were able to handle it and, you know, kind of make a new routine, even though everything was going to be virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So my closing question would be, looking ahead, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You know, what's your future looking like for you?
Right now, I'm on a physician's assistant pathway. So I'm hoping after my undergrad, I'll go to PA school.
Nice.
And where that takes me.
That's so exciting. That's awesome. And now with that program, do you see yourself ever being a mentor in your future?
I would love to be a mentor, like in any respect.
Yeah.
If anyone came up to me and we built a relationship like that,
Yeah.
I've had so many mentors that were so meaningful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do the same for someone else.
That's so awesome, Julie. Well, I want to thank you so much again for taking the time to meet with me this afternoon. I know the guidance, advice, and the insight you've given will be a great resource to all the students and future and participating interns. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
All right. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Well, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Julie. Bye.